time for the Burning River Sportscast. Browns 24, Raiders 10. Browns win.
It's much better when you say that. It's been very, very painful this season. It's a lot easier when you say Browns win.
I don't say it very often.
No.
But they won.
Winning,
today.
never heard of her.
Never
except for today.
Is the winning in the room with us? Is it here somewhere?
With us?
Yeah.
No, we aren't winning.
We aren't winning.
We're never winning. Listen, you can find our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Podcast Castro, Good Pods. We are a number one ranked football podcast, and so many more. And while you're at it, please leave us a review on your preferred podcast app. It really helps us grow and get seen. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, the only place that you can find our video podcast, and check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Our handle for all those socials is at Burning River Sportscast. We're on X as well at the handle at Burning River Pod. While you're at it, check out our merch, www.thetapandmedia.com/shop. All kinds of stuff in there. Before we get started, quick shout out to some of our sponsors. Towpath Distillery. Towpath Distillery, an award-winning craft distillery located in Akron, Ohio. Towpath focuses on high-quality spirits carefully made in small batches. Towpath Distillery, handcrafted, award-winning, small batch, local, and family-owned. And Primetime Sports and Framing, with locations in Hartville, Streetsboro, Belden Village, Great Northern, and Kent. They are easily accessible wherever you are in Northeast Ohio. With the best selection in autographed collectibles and a world-class framing operation, they are your go-to for officially licensed memorabilia. Primetime Sports and Framing.
You name it, they frame it.
You were a little late on the draw there. I didn't like that.
You name it, they frame it.
Okay.
I said it twice for good measure.
Yeah. Very good. But listen, on tonight's show, this is what you can look forward to. Recap of today's Week 12 win. That's right. We got the W against the Raiders. A closer look at the offense, defense, and special teams play. Our nominees for Dog of the Week. Shedeur Sanders' first game as Cleveland starter. The Sanders versus Gabriel conversation, I'm sure, will happen at some point. And also what we expect the Browns to actually do there. And I'm sure there's going to be lots more. But let's get things started by reminding everyone to call the Burning River Sportscast Hot Take Hotline.
Hot Take Hotline. Call that.
Don't forget to call and leave your hot takes on the Hot Take Hotline. So all these people that are commenting, we got quite a few comments coming in already. So, the comments are great. We love you guys interacting with the show. We want you to keep doing so. But call the Hot Take
Call
Hotline.
us.
Leave us some hot takes.
Yeah,
we want
you got hot takes. We want to hear them.
Yeah. So call in. Let us know. We'll put you on our Thursday show. We'll talk about your hot takes. And the number for that, 330-227-8081.
Yeah, call that. It's 330-227-8081.
330-227-8081. We'll get to these comments in a minute because they're already getting good. So a couple of quick, just I guess I'll call them housekeeping things before we get started. Get into the discussions of the actual team here. But number one, Browns' first win in the Pacific time zone since 2012.
Nice.
Yeah. So we finally won out west, and oddly enough, our entire show picked the Browns in this one. All four of the guys. I mean, I know there's only two of us here tonight, but us, Big John Hughes, and the Bone Man all picked Cleveland to win. So we went against the no wins out west since 2012.
It was also the first rookie start win. Or first
since 99,
start quarterback win. Yeah.
I think they were 0-17, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, hasn't been since.
That's a whole season's worth of losses before we got a win.
Yeah.
So that's good. Uniform combo tonight was badass. I like the white helmet with the white uniform, or the white tops, orange pants. It just all look good.
I always like the orange pants. Orange pants go with everything.
Yeah, I'm sick of the white on white all the time. I'm
so much white on white.
Yeah, the Alpha Dog uniforms are good this year, and this combination was pretty slick. So
this is our first win not in the Alpha Dog uniforms.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. When's the next Alpha Dog? Isn't it against like Tennessee?
Tennessee, I believe. So
they might stay undefeated.
Might be our other chance for a win this year.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have in housekeeping here? Well, we have the same number of this was on the broadcast today. I thought it was great. Same number of starting quarterbacks for the Browns since 1994 as U.S. presidents at 45.
Yeah, it's only been 250 years there.
Yeah.
But to be fair, well, our quarterbacks don't get 4 years apiece. So,
oh no, they're lucky if they get 4 games. Uh, and then these other ones that I have here, we'll mix these in as we go. But let's start on the defensive side of the ball, Kenny, because I know the conversation is going to get juicy and it's going to get good when we get into the Shedeur talk, especially because I got Jamie over here blowing us up with comments about Shedeur. So I know we'll get into that. But yeah, defensive side of the ball, I thought the defense played well. I mean, they played the Raiders, so
yeah, I mean, I think you can preface the entire conversation tonight with
they played the
a
Raiders.
win, and it was good. But they did play the Raiders, who
Fair.
may be the only team that's worse than the Browns, like significantly worse in the NFL. We'll see about Tennessee later this year. But the Raiders clearly are an absolute dumpster fire. Pete Carroll's in retirement mode. And Geno Smith, for that matter, is in retirement mode. I mean, they just are really bad. They can't run the ball. They can't throw the ball.
I think you just texted me during the game, and you're like, you said, I think this was their retirement plan.
Yeah, I think
like, let's get one more big contract and hang out in Las Vegas for a while.
Pete got to Las Vegas, called Geno, and he was like, hey, let's hang out one more time. But they have no intention of winning any games.
Yeah, I mean, they're really bad.
Really, really bad.
And I mean, I think after this, Pete Carroll has to be done, because on top of, just the ineptitude that is the Las Vegas Raiders this year, I just don't know if he's all there anymore to be able to coach.
There's not a lot of teams that we play that I feel like going forward we're positioned better than. We've played some bad teams and lost to them. But sometimes I'm like, they're at least going somewhere. This Raiders team is not. I mean, you got Brock Bowers there. That's a building block. Ashton Genty, we'll see. I mean, he's had a really rough rookie year.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Some yards.
It doesn't matter how good you are. If you're on this team, like, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, you saw some like flashes. He truck sticked Ronnie Hickman at one point today,
that was hard to see, especially because Ronnie's got such a great name.
But he just hasn't
highlight that one real quick. Pete Carroll sold
a great year to this point.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie said it, not us.
Yeah, yeah, don't cancel us.
But you're not wrong. But yeah, I just I mean, the defense was a defense, and I think the big story out of the defense,
10 sacks is a big story.
Yeah, the defense has been dominant all year, and I think that's the biggest story is 10 sacks. That's a lot of sacks in a game. And the other big story, I think, is that the guys that we have that are in line for major awards, and I'm talking Myles Garrett and Carson Schwezinger as defensive player of the year and defensive rookie of the year, they stayed right there. Myles Garrett had another huge game, 3 sacks. I think he ended up with 5 tackles, if I'm not mistaken. I have the box score somewhere here.
I had 4 on NFL.com. 4 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. But
ESPN's got them different. So they got him at 5 tackles, 4 solo, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and 6 QB hits. So huge day for him. And then Carson Schwezinger, 11 tackles, 6 solo, 1 tackle for loss, and just kind of all over the field as he has been all season long. So
what's really, really impressive, especially today about Schwezinger, is his ability to cover guys that have speed. I mean, there's times where he's covering wide receivers across the middle of the field, and he's with them step for step. Yeah, I mean, that's just an athletic son of a gun.
And we'll get back to the defense just a second. I want to highlight just I had David Schoonover on Facebook said, "You think we can get a wild card?" No. I just want to answer that right now. No.
Yeah, don't get too excited about the wild card standings.
Don't get too excited. We beat the Raiders. They're absolutely not getting a wild card. I mean, they might win one more game after this. I don't care who their quarterback is. They might win one more game. So that's how bad the offense is. And it continued. It wasn't great today, and we'll get to that. But and then, I agree with you, James Frank. Just name Myles Garrett. Getting back to the defense, just name Myles Garrett Defensive Player of the Year right now. I mean,
right.
And
I mean, the thing is if he stays on a 1 sack a game pace, he'll have the record. And he threw up another 3 again today. So 5, 4, and 3 in the last 4 weeks. Like,
Yeah, and Dewey got in there and laughed at wild card. Yeah, that's kind of where I was, Dewey. No disrespect, David, but like, no, it's not happening. I'm hoping that was a tongue-in-cheek comment, but here we are. And then yes, Jamie,
That's
Myles
the other
Garrett
one we have circled as a potential win. Yeah.
Yes, but he also said before that Myles Garrett closing in on the all-time sack record. Yeah, I mean, I think he gets that as well, but I just the single season one is a big one, and I think he gets that this year. I actually, I've been really proud of it these last few weeks. That before the season, I said my bold prediction for the year is that Myles Garrett gets the sack record, and he doesn't just get it; he destroys the sack record. And I predicted 30 sacks actually for him before the season started. Up until a couple weeks ago, it sounded insane, but now it's starting to look like it might actually happen. So,
Yeah. Well, when you put up double-digit sacks over the course of like a 3-4 week span,
you go 13 over 4
possible.
weeks. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about what he's been doing lately. But yeah, the defense, they continue to be the defense. And here's the deal. I've been laughed at by several people when I say this just because of his record when he was with the Lions. But I fully stand by I know we won today, not to go like with firings or whatever else, but get rid of Stefanski and bring in Jim and just promote Jim Schwartz to the interim head coach until the end of the year and see what happens. I mean, that's where I'm at. So the defense is the best part of this team by far.
Oh yeah, easily.
But yeah, I mean, any other highlights for you on defense there, Kenny? I mean, it's the defense. They do what they do.
I mean, everybody played well. I mean, Malik Collins was in on it. He had 2.5 sacks. Zell looked great in coverage. Now, again, the Raiders receivers are trash, so they're really bad. I think Zell overtook Joe Hayden for most games with multiple pass breakups or something today at like the number 29. So, just a dominant defensive effort across the board.
So we said 10 sacks. I guess I should just list off everybody that got some. Devin Bush got one. Isaiah McGuire got one. Cam Thomas got one. Myles Garrett got 3. Mike Hall Jr. got a half sack. Malik Collins with 2.5. Shelby Harris with a half sack. And Jerome Baker with a half sack, which all...
The Devin Bush sack
was the one divided by 3. It's up to 10.
Yeah. The Devin Bush sack was a thing of beauty because that was just straight blindside. He had no idea he was even coming and just lambasted him. That was a fun one to watch.
Those are the ones you look at. You say he took his fucking head off.
Yeah. He laid on the field for a minute. He eventually got up, but he laid on the field for a minute after that one.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the defense just absolutely dominant all game long. And then let's see here. So we'll go over to the offense. We'll get into Shedeur talk right now because, I mean, that's what everybody came for today. That's what everybody was waiting for.
That's what everybody's watching.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody noticed. I named the episode the one we've been waiting for because Kenny caught before the game started. They asked Shedeur what he wants Browns fans to know or what he wants to give.
What he was trying to prove today.
What he was trying to prove, and he said, "I'm the one y'all been waiting for." So
I like the confidence.
Yeah. And some of these comments you're putting up here, I know Jamie is not a fan of Shedeur. I'll leave it at that. Jamie's saying that it was all basically a team win, and he's going to get credit for it. If I'm trying to skim through these, I can't read as fast as I want to get through these, but
I'm putting them up as fast as I can.
Yeah, and so basically Sanders is going to get credit for the win, even though he kind of just did what he had to do. Defense bailed him out. Spent the whole game looking like a rookie who wandered onto the field by accident. Only reason the Browns win is because defense turned Geno Smith into a crash test dummy. First Browns quarterback to win starting debut since 95. Yeah, which he laughed at. So yeah, Jamie, here's the deal. I disagree to an extent. I agree that this game was won mostly on defense. Absolutely.
Sure.
No question about it. I mean, it was a defensive, just a dominant. We just talked about a dominant effort from the defense. They definitely put our offense in a position to win all game long. I mean, hell, like the second drive that Shedeur had started at like the 14-yard line. So I agree with all that. However, our point, and I think this is something that people need to realize when it comes to us talking about Shedeur versus Gabriel is we've said multiple times to this point, we don't even know that either of these guys is the answer.
Well, I
Where
know that
we're at,
I know that Dylan Gabriel is not.
correct, and that's where I was going with this. Is we don't know that either of these guys is the answer. What we know is that Dylan Gabriel is not the answer, and out of these two quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders clearly has more upside. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close.
I mean, I'll take that a step way further. I mean, I've been absolutely just dumbfounded by the reaction that I've seen immediately after the win. And I get it, because this has almost become a political issue. The people are entrenched on either side. You either love Shedeur or you hate Shedeur. Look, watching the game, you can't watch that game and tell me there's some logical, legitimate reason that we need to see Dylan Gabriel again. Did Shedeur have a great game statistically? No. But watch the game, watch the arm talent, watch the touch on throws. There were certainly some things that need cleaned up. There were throws that he'd like to have back. The pick was ugly. They had some issues with some alignment and motion and pre-snap penalties today, which I think is par for the course with a young quarterback. But those are all things that can be cleaned up. But when you watch the arm talent, when you watch the athleticism, when you watch the confidence in his throws, it's night and day.
That 50 that pass in the first half, first 50-yard play the Browns have had in 15 games. I mean, they said it on the broadcast. So,
and Jamie says, take away the Dylan Sampson 66-yarder. The funny thing is, that's the exact same pass that Dylan Gabriel threw 15 feet over Malachi Corley's head a couple weeks ago. So it was like, watch the play side by side. It's the exact same play. Motion right, screen pass in the back. Like, it's the exact same play. The difference was you had a quarterback that could actually hit the guy in motion.
Make the throw. Yeah.
So, was Dylan Sampson the reason he had the touchdown on the play? Absolutely. But the quarterback still has to do his job, which, again, we just go back to the idea that I don't know what Shedeur's ceiling is. I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback at all. I'm intrigued to see more. What I can tell you is he looks like an NFL player. Now, where he falls on that spectrum, I don't know yet. It's time to tell. But he's certainly better than Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, yeah.
He has throws that Dylan doesn't have in his arsenal, period.
Yep. And you said we don't know Shedeur Sanders. We do know Dylan Gabriel's. We don't know his ceiling. We do know Dylan Gabriel's ceiling. Dylan Gabriel's ceiling is 5'7". So I mean, that's where he's at. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, it's, again, I just want to say it's not even the way it comes off sounding like we think he's the next franchise quarterback. We're not giving him that. We don't think, at least I don't think he is that. I don't think you can make that determination yet. I don't think he's proven anything to this point, even with this game. I don't think he's proven anything other than he's absolutely 100% better than Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. The Raiders are trash, and that's true. But let's also keep in perspective the fact that Shedeur hasn't practiced with the ones all year. So after 1 week of practice with the ones, he looked immensely better mechanically and just throwing the ball than Dylan Gabriel has at any point this year. Period. Yeah. And I think I think this comment that just came in, this bled over into the rest of the team. I mean, you saw Myles on the sideline smiling. I mean, the defense played ridiculous. That is an infectious, his personality, whatever it is, like him on the field added a jolt of energy into that team today. And you could say it was the Raiders and they suck, and that's fine. I really am interested to see, and Stefanski was non-committal after the game, actually, in the press conference on what they're going to do at quarterback this week. I would love to see Shedeur play against San Francisco this week, because I think that kind of levels the playing field a little bit. If you go out and beat San Francisco, people that are hating just to hate, you're going to have to throw a little bit of respect on that name.
Yeah, and I hate to say this, but did you highlight Jamie's last comment? Like, with that, like, I feel like, Jamie, I can't have a real conversation right now. I'm sorry. If you think that compared to Dylan Gabriel, like, how are we even supposed to talk about this?
How can you watch the game today and think that Dylan Gabriel is a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders? I mean, there was, after one half of today's game, there was no reason for me to ever see Dylan Gabriel take another NFL snap.
Yeah. And yeah, I just, if you watch this and you compare them side by side, Come on now. Now you're just shitting on us. What did we do? What did we do? Now I know you're crazy. But no, it's seriously, nothing against people that, like, don't get me wrong, you can say all you want, you don't think Shedeur's a franchise quarterback, and I would actually accept that. I don't know if he is. But like when you start talking about him versus Dylan Gabriel, if anybody comes away with Dylan Gabriel is better and they have any argument, any legitimate argument to back that up, I'd love to hear it, because I haven't seen any evidence of this whatsoever.
Show me one thing that Dylan does better than Shedeur. I talked about Shedeur. There's obviously things for him to work on. We talked about some of the pre-snap stuff. That stuff was all going on when Dylan was in the huddle.
Yeah,
Dylan threw the ball in the end zone out of bounds, like, to no one. So, like, you can't give me he's leaps and bounds ahead of running the offense in the NFL game, because we saw Dylan for 5 weeks struggle with that as well. So, and that's fair. That's fair criticism, and it's fair that a rookie struggles there, right? Like, you're going to get better with reps and games and practice. So, like, those things are going to get cleaned up. My biggest concern is the arm talent and the athleticism, the ability to make plays, which Dylan has consistently shown he doesn't have the ability to do. And Shedeur, in just a couple of throws today, I mean, he only completed 11 passes. They only threw the ball 20 times. I mean, they were on autopilot for most of that second half, because Stefanski loves to play not to lose. So he wasn't going to take any unnecessary chances. I mean, hell, anytime they were in the red zone, they ran Wildcat and just let Q run the ball. So, but the few passes that Shedeur actually did throw the ball down the field were absolute dimes.
Yeah. A couple things. James on Facebook said, Shedeur, don't make me want to pour bleach in my eyes. And then he also said Dylan is better at throwing dirt balls.
He's way better at that.
Yeah, one more time for Jamie here. He said Gabriel is trash. So I just want to highlight that, because okay, well now you got me intrigued, because Gabriel's trash, Shedeur's trash. Like, what is your plan at quarterback then? Do we play nobody this season? Like, what do we do? Because that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about like who's going to be the future of this team for years to come, because we don't. Shedeur hasn't even shown that yet. So, but we're talking about somebody has to finish the season.
Yeah, the question is, who is the best quarterback right now on the roster to keep playing games this year? So, and then you make an evaluation from there.
And to me, like, Bailey Zappe's not a good answer. Like, if that's your answer, that's fine. I actually respect that more than nobody. But but if it's Bailey Zappi doesn't do anything for you, because we're at a point where we don't know with Shedeur Sanders
either.
We don't know with Shedeur Sanders, so you have to see what you've got. We all know, like, I know it's been 4 games or whatever, it's been 5 games, whatever it is with Dylan Gabriel, but it's stuff that's like basic prerequisites to being an NFL quarterback that he can't do.
Yeah, and Dewey's spot on here talking about Dylan getting first team reps all season long. And earlier he made the point that this looks bad on Stefanski if Shedeur comes in and plays really well. If he plays average to moderately competently, he looks really bad, because all season and all into this season we've heard Shedeur isn't ready. Dylan's so much further ahead. When the truth of the matter is, Dylan has been trash, and Shedeur looks like the better NFL player to this point.
Yeah. Sorry, I saw him say, "Give me a chance at quarter." I'm not a viable option. I'm. If I went in for one play, I'd like break my leg.
But, you are taller than Dylan.
That's true, significantly. But yeah, I mean, here's the deal, and I guess if you want to go there, so like you don't really have an answer at quarterback, which is fine. And the problem with that, and I think that's more of an indictment on Kevin Stefanski. And I know Tommy Reese is the one calling the plays right now, and I think that's why we actually got to throw the ball down. Well, let me even take a step back from that today.
The reason,
I'll get back to that. We didn't throw the ball down the field because of any of them, but what you're seeing is Kevin Stefanski's offense. This is it. We had 5 passes completed to wide receivers today. That's ass. That's just trash. And that's because of the play calling. That's not because of the ability of the quarterbacks. You know, when we played the best today on offense, and this is where I'm bringing it back, is it wasn't Tommy Reese calling plays downfield. It's when everybody got into the backfield. Shedeur Sanders slipped a couple tackles and got outside the tackles, started making plays down the field, using his legs to open things up. And all of a sudden we had a 50-yard pass. We had a couple other, like, that's when he's at his best. That's what Kevin Stefanski hates. That's why Baker's not here. That's why Deshaun Watson didn't work out, even, I believe, for partially. And that's why he didn't want Shedeur Sanders to play, is because he doesn't like it when these guys improvise, when they do things that's outside of the scheduled, boring, conservative offense that is the Kevin Stefanski offense. Like,
Yeah.
once you do that, then it messes with the status quo, and the status quo is us scoring 16 points or less a game. So,
And I've been saying for a couple of weeks that I truthfully didn't even really want to see Shedeur at this point, because I don't want to see Shedeur until Kevin gets fired, because he's going to look about as good as any other quarterback has in this offense, which is what you saw today: 11 of 20, 200 yards, a touchdown, a pick.
you know what
That's
he did,
what
though?
this offense is.
You know what he did, though? His first game starting at quarterback, all of a sudden we were able to score more than 16 points. So,
True. We did put 24 points on the board.
yeah.
So to me, that makes you QB1 going
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think this is even bigger. My point was, it's just a bigger discussion than quarterback, even. It's what we've been
100%.
saying. It's what we've been saying for 4 years. And we stood on business all the way through the coach of the years. Maybe I think there was like a 5-minute stretch after he won his second coach of the year where we're like, I guess we have to shut up for a minute. But we stood on that the entire time and said, we know he's won coach of the year. His offense is trash. We need a new coach.
Yeah, but we had to stand back on business again as soon as they shipped Flacco out of town the previous year, because they should have just kept Flacco into that offseason and he should have been your starter last year. So at the moment they made that decision, it's like, all right, like, you guys have lost all faith again, because you clearly have no interest in what's best for the football team. But to your point, this is bigger than quarterback, right? Because look how bad Judkins has looked in this offense. Dylan Sampson.
Yeah.
I mean, the Q averaged under 3 yards a carry again today. I know he had a couple touchdowns, but that's because he was apparently our red zone package. But he had like 46 yards on the day, and he's averaging under 3 yards a carry. And it wasn't like he got 8 carries or 12 carries. This wasn't the Nick Chubb offense. He had 16 or 17 carries today. So he had a full workload.
16 carries for 47 yards, 2.9 yards a carry.
I mean, there's bigger problems here.
Against the Raiders, mind you.
I think that's what was very clearly illustrated in today's game, is you actually had some level of, again, not franchise quarterback, not a superstar. You had some level of competence at the quarterback position, and it highlighted so badly all of these other holes on this offense, which is a receiving core that is under average and underperforming, an offensive line that is very, very poor and can't create running lanes. And the protection is poor. Like, there are so many problems, and including this scheme. To your point, the offense looked the best when the offense was broken, when Shedeur had to create himself because the play was a busted play, and I got to get out of here and make something happen.
Yeah, it's just, you can't figure. It doesn't matter what quarterback you plug in here. You could plug in any great that you could possibly think of. It's not going to matter. This offense is trash. And I go back to the fact that, I mean, obviously, we're all watching him have a terrible day today. But Baker Mayfield has had an overall pretty good season. He's had a pretty good run this season. He had a pretty good run last season.
He came into today with 17 touchdowns and 3 picks.
Yeah,
and through the year,
we couldn't get that guy to be good. And I know everybody has their own opinion on that, and so many people, their big thing, and even me to an extent for a long time said, well, he had to be humbled. He had to do this. He had to go here. And I'm calling bullshit on that, because here's the deal. You know what I see after every single game right now is Baker being Baker. Baker saying the same stuff down there that he said when he was up here. He has never been humbled. And I mean that in a good way. He's still the same cocky, confident guy he was, going out there, just doing what he does and winning football games. And you can say all you want that he was brash and whatever else, but the bottom line is Kevin Stefanski couldn't work with him because the dude improvised. When things broke down, he got outside of the pocket, he made things happen, and Kevin Stefanski doesn't like that because he can't control it.
Which is what won him a Heisman, by the way.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I would agree. The Browns would have ruined Mahomes as well. That's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
here's my question to the Shedeur haters, I guess, at this point. I mean, if you are sitting there watching that game today and you think this guy is ass and he's no better than Dylan Gabriel, what would it take to impress you? What would it take to move you over to say, again, I don't know what his ceiling is. I don't know that he's a franchise quarterback or a superstar, but what would it take to get you to admit that he's a viable NFL player, that
That he
he'll have
should
a
finish the
career,
season.
that he'll have a career of some level in the NFL? Like what will it take for you to admit that? I mean, I mean, is there some stat line he could have that would make you go, "Oh yeah, he's actually pretty good." Like if he wins the next 2 weeks, if he wins 3 games in a row here, like what would it take to get you to go, "Okay, he's at least better than Dylan," to just stop the unrelenting unnecessary hate.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I just don't get it. Like we've had a lot of back and forth on social media this week with a lot of different things, but like I just it seems like he's the most polarizing player, like even more so than Baker. He's polarizing to the point of like we're back to Johnny Manziel, where
Well,
you either love him or you hate him.
Baker was polarizing even after he won a playoff game here. So we had a pretty good beat on who he was, the player, what he likes to do. Shedeur hasn't even played, and people are like, he's a bust. He sucks.
I don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a real conversation at that point, right? I mean, there's nothing. So the answer is there's nothing Shedeur Sanders can do to impress you. And
No, that's
that's
a good
fine.
one.
Just say you don't like the guy just personally, and we can just leave it at that
That's fine.
because
A lot of people are
there's no conversation to have at that point.
right. A lot of people are just mad that he was famous coming into the league. Like,
Right.
it's not a crime to be famous. He didn't, he can't help that he was Deion Sanders' son.
Right. And I don't think that it's I don't I mean, I love the other I think the other thing he gets hate for is that he has confidence, right? The quote before the game, I'm hoping that I'm the guy that you're looking for. He said after the game, "Hey, look, I think we did well today. I had 1 week of practice. Like, imagine what this would look like if I had a whole off season."
Yeah.
Like, what's the guy supposed to say? Is he supposed
Right.
to say, "I hope we win"?
Yeah, we
Like,
did see Sanders play in college, and he completed 70% of his passes. He holds the record.
75%, yeah.
He holds the record for the most accurate passer in college football right now, ever.
Yeah. Yeah, and he threw like 130 touchdowns in like 3 years. Like it's
Yeah,
not like he was a bum in college.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I think the bottom line is we've kind of hammered it home, but it's just he's clearly got more upside and is better than Dylan Gabriel is. So,
and I think this comment right here is where we're at, right? Give Sanders some time to settle in. He'll either be great or he won't, but you have to give him time. You have to give him the opportunity to be great.
yeah. Yeah. Nobody wants to do that. They just want to judge beforehand because and I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a Cleveland Browns fan mentality. Like we get so hyped up. We attach ourselves. Let me start over here. We're so invested in the draft year after year because we're so bad that before these guys even play games, we invest ourselves one way or another and we say this is where we're at and we're going to stand on this the whole time no matter what evidence comes out to the contrary. We're going to say this is how I feel no matter what. And when you do that to guys that have personalities, guys like Shedeur Sanders, guys like Baker Mayfield, you ostracize them before they even get in the league because you say I don't like that personality. Okay, well then it doesn't matter one way or the other what he does on the field because you're always not going to like them because their personality.
Well,
you don't like them as a person. You have no idea. You don't even want to take the time to think about what they are as a quarterback. You don't like them as a person.
Yeah, yeah. If you just don't like the guy, just say you don't like the guy. I mean, that's a different conversation than he's a bad quarterback. You're gonna hate him regardless of what he does. Look, there's a fair contingent of people that hate Tom Brady and would tell you, "Hey, Tom Brady sucks." Like, okay, it's just because they don't like Tom Brady. Like,
right. Also, throw up that last one because I just want to point this one out. You want to know what's funny? You go back and you look at every college quarterback that's ever played. Their numbers are significantly worse against ranked teams than unranked teams.
Why? If
that's why those teams are ranked.
If we could just pick the top college passers every year statistically and just say like, oh, they're going to be great college, they're going to be great NFL players, it would be that easy. And clearly it's not. There's nuance and context to all of this. Look at the guys that are. Look at the guys. Look at the guys that are coming out in the draft this year right now that are projected to be the first round talent, right? Fernando Mendoza, Simpson out of Alabama. Simpson had a terrible game this week. Mendoza against ranked teams has played really bad, or at least average. He hasn't looked good. Most of his, 9 of his touchdowns came against second tier schools. So,
Yeah.
And that happens in every conference in college football, right? I mean, even to look at this year, the Buckeyes, right? Like the Buckeyes have had a great year, but who in the Big Ten really scares you? I mean, not nobody really. I mean, Penn State was supposed to be the boogeyman, and they had a bad year. So,
Yep. Indiana is supposed to be real good. Yeah, you heard that right. Indiana is supposed to be really good.
yeah, I mean, again, like is there talent in those programs? Yeah, there's talent in those programs, but Ohio State is far and away a better program. So whoever their quarterback is going to look pretty good. You have to, and that's why it takes some level of IQ to make a determination and analyze these guys to determine whether or not you want to pick them to be your franchise quarterback going forward. So it takes some kind of evaluation outside of looking at a box score.
Yeah, it's just this argument is just so exhausting because I find it so one-sided, and by that I mean it's clear watching everything that. And again, we're talking about the quarterbacks on the Browns roster. Let me just be clear there. We're talking about the quarterbacks on the Browns roster. He's the best quarterback on the roster right now.
Yeah. Period. That's it. I mean,
that's what we're talking
neither
about
one
here.
of us is sitting here saying that he's going to be the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns for the next 12 years. Would it be great if he turns out to be? Sure, I'd be stoked. All I'm saying right now is I think he's played well enough that he's proven that he's better than Dylan, and I want to see more. I want to see what's truly there. And if he pans out, he pans out great. And if he doesn't, we're in the same place anyway. So we're going to go to the draft next year and draft one of these other guys. I'm not sure who he's talking to here. Is he saying we called the NFL GMs dumb? I think there you get into the conspiracy theories there, right? I mean, was there some kind of collusion involved here? I mean, it's very odd. Here's what I would say. I'm not saying that there was definitely some kind of concerted effort to not draft Shedeur Sanders. I'm saying it's very odd that a top rated college player, especially a quarterback that had projections in the first and at least the second round, would drop all the way to the fifth round without some kind of injury, without some kind of off the field issue that was serious, that he would drop to the fifth round. It's very odd. You can make your own conclusions as to the reason why. It's very odd.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It's getting wiggity out here tonight.
Yeah, it is. People got things to say, and I like it. I'm here for it. It just like I said, I get into this. You start getting into Shedeur talk, it gets really weird really fast because it is very much Baker-esque. It's very much Johnny Manziel-esque. It's like
it's just not a conversation about football. It's you either hate the guy or you love the guy. I mean, we're just trying to be objective.
I think we're actually the only ones that don't hate or love him. We're just like, I just really want to see what he could do. Like, that's the wrong stance to take. Don't take that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
How dare you want to see how a quarterback does before you judge him?
I'll say this. I'm hopeful. I'm rooting for the guy. He's a Cleveland Brown. I would have loved to see Dylan Gabriel come in and beat Drew Brees. He's just not.
He's a couple inches shorter. So, yeah. Anyways, the rest.
Here's a final thought on this whole GM debate where they're talking about calling GMs dumb. Andrew Berry signed Deshaun Watson to a guaranteed $230 million contract with between 11 to 22 sexual assault cases pending against him.
Depending on who you talk to, yeah.
So I'm not calling them dumb, just saying they're not infallible. These guys aren't all geniuses. Every move they make isn't a win.
Yeah. Let's not even talk about the fact that the coach and the GM clearly aren't on the same page anymore. The coach just says, I don't know what's going on. It's fucking free for all up in here. Like, yeah.
We didn't even talk about. Want to talk to the media.
We didn't even talk about that either. That Kevin Stefanik Yeah, I went back to call him Stefanik because right now I'm pissed off. The first thing he said after the game, before any real questions were asked, was like, "No doubt about it. Next week, Dylan Gabriel's our starter."
Well, last week. This week he was non-committal. So
He was non-committal this week. I thought you
yeah,
said he was. Okay.
but I did find the press conference funny because in the last few weeks when Dylan played, he gave Dylan a lot of credit. Here's what he did well. These types of things. Today was very much all about the team. They asked questions specifically about the plays, some of the plays that Shedeur made, and he said, that was really good for us as a team. That was, there was some great blocking. Fannin had a key block on that. Like he made effort to talk about everybody but Shedeur. And that's reading between the lines a little bit, but it came off as strange to me because he absolutely lauded Dylan Gabriel during some of the press conferences after the previous weeks.
Yeah, I will say this. There's been you talked about conspiracy theories out there. There's some wiggity conspiracy theories about Stefanski and his dad and just things that they do or don't like, is what I'll leave it at. And not that I necessarily buy into them, but what I will say about them is it is funny that since I've read some of these conspiracy theories, I pay attention, like you said, to what he's saying and how he says it. He literally refuses to say Shedeur Sanders' name. Like he hasn't said it in I don't know how long. He always refers to him as especially our young players or our young guys or he never says Shedeur Sanders is doing
all of our
that.
young guys are doing well. They're all working hard. Yeah.
Yeah. He never says Shedeur Sanders did this or that or whatever, positive or negative. It's like he's allergic to his name. So
yeah.
Let
me ask Jamie, are you really related to Harold Fannin? Is that really your stepson, or is this some kind of joke, or is that like my brother Dylan Gabriel over here?
Yeah, I want. That's yeah. But while we're doing that, Kenny, do you have anything else to add on the defense here? I'm sorry, the offense.
No, I'm good on both sides of the ball. I mean, I was pleasantly, I was pleased with the offensive effort today. I wished that maybe the game had been closer to kind of see more of what Shedeur had because they just ran such a conservative offense. They got up early in that game. It was 14-0 in the first half. And they just didn't press. And I get philosophically the reason why, if Kevin is trying to handle Shedeur with kind of kid gloves and make things easy and not put him into difficult leverage situations, but I would have liked to see more. That being said, that being said, I think there's, for the first time all year, I think there's reason to be cautiously optimistic here. This felt like this type of win is more sustainable than like the tsunami win that we just kind of like weird things happened and the weather was bad. Like this was like, hey, we have some competence at quarterback. The running game was involved enough to an extent, and the defense was absolutely dominant again. So that's kind of a model that may win you one or two games here down the stretch this year. Look, we all know the reality is this season is lost and that sucks and you're playing for draft picks, but we have a very important task in front of us, which is determining, are you using those draft picks on a quarterback in the first round this year? Or do you think you can go into next season with Shedeur Sanders and a full offseason and use those draft picks on securing offensive talent on the offensive line and in that receiver core to make sure you are building the team in a sustainable direction? And maybe Shedeur isn't the long-term answer, but can you get through a season next year with Shedeur and keep developing young guys and then maybe look to the following year's draft to try and get your guy?
Yeah. And then my only thing that I had to add for the offensive side of the ball here was we didn't talk about it yet, but it's more a coaching thing, I guess. But
I don't even know what's going on here. But apparently Jamie is
you got to put that out there,
with
though.
Spannon's hot mom.
This is more of a coaching thing, but Stefanski. The reports all came out. I talked about how he's like allergic to saying Shedeur Sanders' name. But I just want to talk about the reports that came out earlier this week, and it seemed almost like a hedging your bets type of report, like a planned leak, where the reports were that supposedly Kevin Stefanski was telling people internally, "We're going to redshirt Shedeur Sanders this year, and then possibly play him next year," and supposedly there's a lot of different reasons for that, potentially to protect him or whatever the other case may be. But here's the deal: if that was the case, one, you wouldn't be allergic to his name. And two, I feel like that's almost at this point, it's like, are you trying to save your job? Because like clearly you're going down with this ship, and at the end of the year, you're going to be gone. And if you're not, then Jimmy Haslam needs to be evaluated.
I, I
But
mean,
like I
yeah,
don't really know where we're going with that, and I don't really understand the timing of the report either.
right. I mean, I think that would have made sense if the day you had drafted him, you had said, "Hey guys, look, we believe in his skill set. He's a young player. He's going to take some time to develop. We want and intend to redshirt him this year. We want him to get a full year under his belt, and we're going to evaluate him in the offseason. And if all things go according to plan, he may be one of those guys battling for the quarterback job next year in camp." If you would have said that up front, you would have quelled a lot of the speculation that has gone on to this point. Like if that was truly the plan, then again, the fault is on you for not just directly communicating that. Instead, you have the whole world wondering if you're some closeted racist because because you won't give this guy practice reps. If you had said, "Hey, this was our plan from the get-go, and we intend to not play. We don't want to have to put him into a game, not because we don't believe in him, but because we want to make sure he's totally ready for the moment. And we think he's the type of player that is going to benefit from a year of observation and getting into NFL operating rhythms, understanding how to practice, understanding how to take care of his body, and working his way up toward the more mental cerebral side of the game that's going to come in the quarterback room and team meetings and watching film. And he's absolutely a part of our future plan." Just say that. We all would have been
Yeah.
like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you drafted Dylan Gabriel to be the stopgap if this Joe Flacco thing doesn't work out, and it didn't. And we all would have been like, okay, fine. We think DG is the guy that is more NFL ready right now from a mental side of the game, and we want to see. And it's kind of a gamble, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, Shedeur is the plan for next year. Just
Mhm.
just say that. Just say
Yep.
it. And the fact that you didn't, if that truly was the plan, which again, a plan I respect, if that truly was the plan and you didn't say it, fireable offense. Again, everything this guy does is fireable.
Yep.
Why were we punting on the 29-yard line? Fireable. Fire Stefanski.
Yeah.
I mean, take the points. Kick the field goal. It's like a 47-yard field goal. Kick the field goal.
Yeah. Yep. Your camera cut. I think you just got like auto censored. That was fantastic. Just for a second.
I got censored.
I don't know. It just right when you drop the F bomb, it cut out.
I always said it was fire.
Oh, all right. Well, anyways, James Frank, real quick before we're done here, James Frank said Myles is going to tell Kevin that Shedeur is the starter next week. Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at. That's the only thing that could make it happen.
I pretty much would do whatever Myles told me to do too.
Yeah,
That's
and then
fair.
his last comment was Jerry Judy bum ass. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. Jerry Judy is ass. I don't really know what that was. That was the worst play I've ever seen. Let me slow down so you can tackle me and punch the ball out. Thank you.
I it pains me to watch Jerry Judy this year because he was good last year. Did I imagine that? Did I dream that? Like he was good last year,
Yeah,
right?
he was good.
So again, I think this has to go back to what is your offensive philosophy? What is your scheme? What is your plan to get these guys involved? If you're good the previous year, like that wasn't that's in there somewhere. Get another indictment on your coaching staff that you have turned Jerry Judy into an absolute bum to where he's doing things like stopping midfield and handing the ball to the defense. I don't know where does that come from?
We got one more nickname for Dylan Gabriel just now too. Lollipop Guild. I like that one.
Yeah.
Follow the yellow brick road. So yeah, I mean that's what we got tonight. So let's talk about. I mean, obviously we won 24-10. We're pumped about that. It just always devolves into a dumpster fire when you start talking about Shedeur versus Gil and Gabriel, because people talk about things that don't make any sense. But it is what it is. Kenny, as we do every week, we got to nominate our dogs of the week candidates here. So who do you have for dog of the week this week?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Shedeur, because this was the first time all year long that I didn't want to just punch myself in the face repeatedly as I was watching this offense. I had some level of hope and optimism that Shedeur was going to complete meaningful passes. And he did. I think Shedeur did everything that was required of him to do in his first start. I think clearly he looked leaps and bounds better than he did last week in the half that he had against Baltimore. So good on him. Good week of preparation. Are there throws that he wants back? Are there things that he can improve on? Absolutely. But you win your debut, and you're the only quarterback to do so since we returned in '99. I think you get some props for that. I go
That's
Shedeur.
fair. Highlight that last comment real quick. Jerry Jeudy is only good with a chaotic QB that takes risks. I wonder if we have a quarterback like that on our roster. I wonder if there's a guy that should play the rest of the season that's like that on our roster, that takes risks and gets outside the pocket and makes plays downfield. I don't know if we have one of those guys.
Which one of the 4 or 5 quarterbacks that started for us last year was the chaotic quarterback that made Jerry Jeudy good?
Yeah, I don't know. And then I'm gonna go next. I got Myles Garrett for my dog of the week. Dude had 3 sacks again today. It's like at this point, just from the last few weeks, apparently, if you get 3 sacks, we're not impressed anymore.
It wasn't 5.
Kenny didn't care, so I'm gonna nominate the guy that had 3 sacks in this one, as on pace to shatter the single season sacks record. And then Bone, who obviously doesn't join us on Sundays anymore because he thinks we smell or something. He phoned in Judkins this week, so I think me and you both went with our players to watch. He was the only one that did not.
Yeah.
Who was also deserving. Carson Schwezinger was his player to watch, but he decided to go with Judkins instead. So
good work, Bone.
Good job.
2.9 yards a carry.
It might actually be a close vote this week. There's actually a lot of good choices, and you got Shedeur up there, so you're probably going to get 1 million people voting just to vote against him, and 1 million people voting just to vote for him. So.
It's all for the clicks, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks. You understood the assignment. Yeah,
I clickbaited dog of the week.
Yeah. What are your final thoughts? You want me to go first? You want to go first?
You can go first.
My final thought is this. You've actually said this a number of times. I've also said it, but I think you made it a point to emphasize this multiple times this year, and it's just simply this. Myles Garrett is the best defensive player the Browns have ever had. Period. The dude literally has 13 sacks in 4 weeks. That's more sacks than like 99% of the NFL gets an entire season. That's more than like I can't even really put that into perspective and make it make sense, but the dude
has
is
more
playing,
sacks than some teams right now.
Right. And it's just insane. He's playing out of his mind. And part of the reason I'm saying this is because we still got trolls on social media that come at us every week and tell us that Myles Garrett isn't that good. He's overrated. He doesn't actually work hard. His sacks are all kind of spoon fed to him, which I don't even understand. You have 13 sacks. It's not an accident anymore. Like, you're the best. So I just want to say that Myles Garrett is the best defensive player the Browns have ever had, and probably for the foreseeable future will ever have. Dude's unreal. I'm so happy that I've got to witness his entire career so far in Cleveland. Feel bad for him that he's never going to win a playoff game, but never going to go further than one playoff win that he got. But yeah, I mean, dude's unreal. He's just phenomenal.
It's really good.
So yeah, that's my final thought. What's yours, Kenny?
My final thought is I have to take a second to defend our honor, or more specifically my honor, for a second.
Oh, nice.
um,
I know where you're going with
I know,
this. I appreciate it.
you
I'll
know,
make sure I get this out there to the masses.
yeah. Make sure you release this reel.
I'll
Obviously,
I'll post a comment on the old one with a link to this one.
we obviously share reels of our shows from time to time to kind of give the internet web a flavor of the things that we're talking about, and
Let
hopefully
me
you come and listen to the show afterward, and sometimes you might like it and you might listen regularly, sometimes you might hate us and think these guys are dumbasses, and that's fine too. You don't have to
pause
listen
for
to
just a
us.
second there. Let me be clear. Reels and shorts of an hour. These live ones are about an hour long. Our regular shows are actually closer to like 2.5 hours that come out on Thursdays, the preview show and everything else that we do. So 30-second, 60-second, 90-second, up to like 3-minute reels that we release for these, they are specifically for marketing purposes to get you guys to get interested and come listen to us, because we promise the rest of the show's pretty good if you just listen to us.
At least we try. We
Yeah.
try to entertain you.
Yeah.
So anyway, to defend my honor a little bit, I know I was getting some comments, and I know the internet's a cesspool, right? So I get it. I'm not personally offended, but I just want to be very clear that I am in no way a racist. My my criticisms, of the little that I have made of Shedeur Sanders, have nothing to do with his race. I think probably of anybody on the show, I'm probably the biggest Shedeur
Supporter.
fanboy.
Yeah.
I said he was the guy that I wanted to draft way back when, and Ronnie Jams and I got into pretty heated discussions at that point.
Go back to the draft special. I'm pretty sure it's on there. Yeah.
There were people that didn't want to draft Shedeur in this town, and I was one of the few that did. I've been calling for several weeks that he's the guy that I want to see play quarterback for the Browns. I've been on Shedeur watch saying he's the guy that needs to take snaps for this team. I am also objective as an observer and trying to say, hey, just because I like the guy doesn't mean I think he's going to absolutely be the future of this team. Do I hope that he is? Sure. But I need to see more before I can make that determination. So as he's playing now and we have some film and we have some things to dissect and to evaluate, I'm going to tell you what I see. It doesn't matter whether the quarterback is white or black. I could care less. For all of this year, I criticized Joe Flacco, who's white, and Dylan Gabriel, who's white or of Samoan heritage. I don't know exactly what his genealogy is, but my criticism has nothing to do with race. So I just would like to be very clear that I neither like nor dislike any of our quarterbacks based on the color of their skin. I do like them and dislike them based on their ability to perform and win games for the Cleveland Browns, and that's really my primary concern. So just to be clear.
I just want to add to this. My favorite part about this whole thing is one, it's exactly like you said. You've been the biggest supporter of Shedeur all season long. But then two, I was actually shocked when you gave the criticism for that same reason. I was like, no way, this is coming from Kenny. Kenny was because we all get wrapped up in it. You get, like I said, I just talked about it a little bit ago. You draw conclusions before anything actually happens, and you stick to them because you've got this bias built up in your head of what you expect from that player. So even if he shows out and is really good for a while, even the all the people that hated him coming into it, they're gonna say, no, it was a fluke, whatever. They're gonna stick to that as long as they can until he's. I'm not saying that he is this guy at all, but until he proves that he's like a Tom Brady, they're gonna be like, that guy sucks.
And even then, people will.
But you were objective. You were completely objective. He came out and he said, he and the criticism, just so everybody knows, was he didn't prepare himself enough. Yeah, the coaches did a huge disservice and didn't do anything for him, which you said at the very top of the clip, which is in that clip. But you went on to say, but he also didn't help himself by being unprepared, because guys come in cold all the time and they rise to the occasion more so than Shedeur did last week.
Yeah, all I said was it's even if you're a backup quarterback in the NFL, it's your job to prepare every week like you are the starter, because you never know when you're going to see action. And I think even by his own admission, he didn't play well. And so if you
Yep.
didn't play well, there's reasons for that. And I think he looked like a guy that was overwhelmed by the pressure. His feet were happy. He had some mechanical issues and things going back. He was drifting in the pocket, like all those things, which again are just criticisms about the way he played.
Yeah. Constructive criticism, just to be clear to everybody, is a good thing. If people don't get constructive criticism their whole lives, they're not going to be good at anything.
I'm just over here trying to have a conversation about football, and everybody else just wants to either like him or hate him because of who he is. Like, I don't know, but regardless, it has nothing to do with race.
What can we say? Burning River Sportscast, staying completely objective no matter what.
That's what we try to do.
Which is, it's also weird because when it comes to football players, like you are the guy on our show that latches onto players and is like, I will defend him to the death or not. So I'll jump on that real quick. Highlight that comment. Predictions for the 49ers game. Hippie.
I know where you can find that.
Yeah. I'm jumping on that because I'm going to tell you, I'm not giving you my prediction for the 49ers game. You'll have to listen on Thursday, wherever you get your podcasts. I'm talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Podcast, Castro, Good Pods. I didn't even read this, where we are number one ranked football podcast and so many more. So go ahead and check those out. That's where you can find it. And our predictions will be in King of the North segment on Thursday. So check them out, Hippie. Our Thursday show, it's long, but it's so much more entertaining than the live show, I promise.
It's funny that you said check it out, Hippie, like almost like like condescending, but his name is
That's
Hippie.
His name. That's his name. I actually
check
looked
it out,
him up.
Hippie.
I actually looked him up. He didn't ask me to do this, but his handle is Hippie Picks, so I got curious and I looked him up, and he makes guitar picks, actually.
Oh,
like
nice.
Handmade guitar. Like, yeah, he actually makes the guitar picks, and they're shaped like an arrow. So they got, like, instead of just being a triangle, they got like notches on the two sides, so it's an arrow. But yeah, it's pretty neat.
Shoot us a DM, Hippie Picks. Maybe we could do a spot on advertising with you.
Yeah, and check out the longer show on Thursdays. It'll be worth your while. So
yeah, speaking of Thursday, we'll be recording our normal show Monday that will be released on Thursday, where we will preview.
Wait, we're not there yet. Shut up.
We're not there yet.
Let me remind everybody to call the Burning River Sportscast Hot Take Hotline one more time. Don't forget to call. That includes you, Hippie. Leave your hot takes on the Hot Take Hotline. 330-227-8081.
330-227-8081.
330-227-8081. Call now. We're not standing by, but we'll put you on the air on Thursday. And be sure to check out our gear, www.thetappingmedia.com/shop. We got some Shedeur gear in there, so check that out. I think, what do we have? We have his draft pick number.
Yeah, 144.
And what was the other one that you had? We don't have his other specific one. We'll release that on Thursday.
We have one
hopefully.
coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, now, Kenny, that'll do it for us.
Are you going to ask me what we can expect this week?
I was waiting. I was building it up.
Building suspense.
Yeah. What can we expect this week, Kenny?
We will have our normal show that will come out on Thursday. We'll be previewing the week 13 matchup with the 49ers. So on your way to Thanksgiving dinner, turn on our show, listen. There will be another Browns backers interview. We have the Northern California Browns backers this week, and of course all the other things. You listen to the Burning River Sportscast for like the same takes over and over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
Talking about firing Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, I'll talk about it again on Thursday. And real quick before I get into my spiel, last comment to highlight here. James Frank on Facebook said the Browns won and Pittsburgh lost to a QB with painted nails. So
that's a good week.
Yeah, it is a good week. Check us out on social media. Tappin Media is on Facebook, X, and Instagram at The Tappin Media. And Burning River Sportscast, that's this podcast, is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Burning River Sportscast, and on X as well with the handle at Burning River Pod. While you're at it, check out our podcast. I just ran through these. You can find our podcast wherever you get your podcasts. I'm talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Podcast, Castro, Good Pods. We are number one ranked football podcast, and so many more. And please, please, please leave us those reviews on your podcast app of choice. Help us continue to grow, tweak our show when necessary, and keep us the best damn Cleveland Browns pod in the land. Whew. Another one done, Kenny.
That'll do it. Go Browns.
Is that a problem?
That's the end of the show. Okay.
Is that a problem?
Don't just be a part of the problem. Be the whole damn problem.
And only you can prevent river fires. Burning River Sportscast.
Burning River.
Good night, Cleveland.
Good night, Cleveland.
Good night, Akron.